Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be talking about some leaked information based on the Ant-Man movie, the upcoming Ant-Man movie from next year. More particularly on a possible storyline and a possible villain for next year's Ant-Man movie. So yeah, basically in this article, which I'll leave a link down below in the description, says that this villain is kind of unexpected, but it makes sense. Basically, the villain is Darren Cross, also known as Yellow Jacket. And he basically, in the comics, he owns a competitive company called Cross Tech. Basically, it's competitive to um Iron Man, Tony Stark's company, Stark Industries, so he basically does pretty similar things. So yeah, basically in this quote here, it basically says, and I'm basically going to read it word for word, but whatever. It says the story begins with Scott Lang, Paul Rudd's character, being a thief and a single dad who has fallen on hard times, and one day breaks into Hank Pym's apartment and steals the Ant-Man suit. The main villain, the main villain's name is Darren Cross, who in the comics runs Cross Technological Enterprise, Cross Tech, a competitor to Stark Industries and Oscorp. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some hints towards. I want to say we're gonna see a few nods towards Stark Industries in the movie, but I don't know about Oscorp. I don't think we're actually gonna get anything or like any like Easter eggs towards Oscorp, but we never know. That right there was my opinion. So yeah, back on the quote. His cousin is a villain known as Crossfire. So I guess we may see Crossfire, whoever that is. It's unknown if this role will be played by Patrick Wilson or Corey Stoll, who are basically two actors. I don't know much about either of them. I think they're either right now in negotiations to play some kind of part in the movie, or already are playing some kind of part in the movie. That was very early on, so I really don't know. He will have a suit with a similar feel to Ant-Man's suit, but with a more military, militaristic style, with the yellow and black in color, and with a tendril-looking apparatus coming off his back, like with Agent Venom. So yeah, it's to note that in the comics, Cross looks more like a pink Hulk. So they may well be some. So there may be some merging of attributes with other characters from the role of multiple villains at who have played him, because apparently he's been portrayed many different times, so many different suits and all the likes. The Ant-Man suit will be much more elaborate than we've seen so far, with the helmet being able to open and close much like Iron Man's helmet, and an assortment of red lights all over the suit, um, like in the Tron fashion. So for those who have seen Tron, basically they want to have like the red lights, the red like stripes, all coming out from the body and the helmet to be kind of like Iron Man's helmet. Being able to open and close. I don't really think that's just like I don't think they've ever done that in the any of the Ant-Man comics, or at least not the lights. I think they did the helmet, but I'm not completely sure. Maybe wrong. How is that gonna translate into film? I don't think it's gonna look great or good at all. But we have seen some of the concept art. I mean, it doesn't really have the lights, and it kind of does kind of have a nod towards what they're talking about in the helmet. But I think until I see a trailer on for the Ant-Man movie, I'm gonna be more positive or negative on how I like the suit. Give my thoughts on the suit. Right now, I'm just a bit skeptical on the suit. So yeah, where was I? The helmet's eyes will also glow red when closed, which I think it already does in the comics. It's said to be a much more complex and futuristic suit than we've seen so far. Ants, which is the actual insect, just talking about Ant-Man, are are the main ally and superpower for Ant-Man in this film. Lang will, Lang, Scott Lang, the character, the alter ego of Ant-Man in this movie, or he's one of them. Lang will be able to speak to ants through his helmet, just like in the comics, which is said to be a special element to the overall story. So yeah, basically, I mean, that's it. Ants are probably gonna, besides the fact of Ant-Man, ants, the actual insect, is probably gonna take a huge role in this story. They just said it. With Ant-Man, gonna be able to communicate with him. The suit scene sounds kind of interesting, kind of skeptical, but interesting. The fact that we may get Yellow Jacket, um, that's gonna be interesting. I don't know much about Yellow Jacket, but then again, I don't even know much about Ant-Man and the comics itself. I am trying to get myself informed a bit, but every here and there, whatever, see what happens. Um, so that is pretty interesting. I've read a few things about him, as more of this um movie develops, I guess. Possible storylines it could be doing, possible villains, or other characters it could be doing, and I guess he is like one of the more main supervillains of Ant-Man. I'm not gonna say he is a main supervillain, but one of the main. They did mention Crossfire here. It sounds like he's an ally of Yellow Jacket. I've seen his name come across in other like articles I've read, but I really don't know who Crossfire really is. So that'd be interesting to see. I mean, overall, um, so far I do think the Ant-Man movie will be somewhat decent, but I still am a bit skeptical even after the whole Edgar Wright's incident, him having to quit, and Reed, is it Reed? I forgot his full name. But Reed, having to come here and then take over the movie. So now I'm a bit more skeptical of this movie, but I still hope it's gonna do great. So far, it's pretty balanced out. So it seems so far it's gonna be somewhat decent. So yeah, that's basically it for this Ant-Man movie update video. Yeah. So yeah, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do similar videos to this. I also review movies, TV shows, and comic books. So definitely stay tuned for those. Besides that, comment down below on your thoughts on all this. What are your thoughts on Yellow Jacket possibly being the villain, and what do you think is going to be a possible storyline for the Ant-Man, like a specific storyline? I think they're going to go with the origin story for this movie at first. The Scott Lang version, and maybe add some other one or two other storylines that involves Yellow Jacket, which I don't know. Well, see what happens. But comment your thoughts down below on that. You think there's any particular storyline they may do. I may search it up. Read about it a bit, whatever. So yeah, but basically the main thing is, what are your thoughts on Yellow Jacket possibly being the villain for this movie? Comment down below. I think he's a decent villain. I haven't really seen him in any of the comics that I've read. I'm not too informed with Ant-Man overall, but I think so far he seems like a pretty decent villain. Decent villain. So yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe, comment down below, like this video, share on Facebook, Twitter, and MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And yeah, that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.